Hi, I'm Eric Kelly, and this is a closer look at Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 11, Haven.
Our destination, the Class M Beta Cassius planet known simply as Haven. It is a world so renowned for its peaceful beauty that some believe it to have mystical healing powers. We will rest and relax.
Picard and crew are taking some shore leave on a planet called Haven. How appropriate. It's supposed to have some magical healing powers. I wonder if that will be a thing later. Riker's chilling in his quarters with some miniature holographic ladies, but Tasha needs him in the transporter room to receive a package from Haven, so that ruins his good time.
What's going on?
I hold a message for Deanna Troi, Laxana Troi, and the Honorable Miller family will soon arrive. The momentous day is close at hand.
Holy crap, that's Armin Shimmerman, Quark. This is technically his first role in Trek, as this show was shot before The Last Outpost, but was released later, which caused a few continuity issues, but I won't pick on those because it's not fair. Laxana Troi is Deanna's mom and is played by Gene Roddenberry's wife, Majel Barrett. As you can see, Troi is not super happy to hear this news.
They're bonding gifts. What you would call wedding presents.
Who's getting married?
I am.
Troi is explaining to Picard that she is getting married to the Wyatt Miller dude because of genetic bonding. It's like a Betazoid tradition, like an arranged marriage. Riker's not too thrilled about this either because, come on, it's Troi.
We're staying with the ship, Counselor.
No, sir. Bill, come dance at my wedding.
I'll try.
She calls him Bill again. She'll do this one more time this episode. So here's the Miller family, and that artsy dude is to be Deanna's husband. He gives her a mood rose. That was some fancy effects back then. Turns out Troy's mom won't beam up until the Millers leave, so we'll see what's up with that. Oh, never mind. There's Laxana and her valet, Mr. Holm, played by Carol Stroiken, who would be Lurch in the 90s Addams Family movies. I gotta do like a nerd thing here, because there's precedence for this. The original Lurch was played by Ted Cassidy. He's from Pennsylvania. And he was also on the original Star Trek as the android Ruck and the voice of Baylock's puppet. You'll notice Troy's mom is wearing super black contact lenses. This is a thing they do with the future full Betazoids. Deanna's eyes aren't like that, or at least not as noticeable, because she's only half Betazoid.
Message coming in from Haven, Captain.
An incoming vessel has bypassed our Stargate. We have no defensive capabilities here. And our treaty with the Federation specifies your obligations in that matter.
Agreed.
So a mystery ship is on course to Haven. That can't be good. Now Wyatt and Deanna are talking pretty much for the first time ever. Turns out he's a medical doctor. I wonder if that will be important later. Troi figured he was an artist instead. He brought all that artsy stuff with him. Wow. All this stuff is drawings of the same woman. What's up with that?
You thought I would be this woman.
I have seen this face ever since I was a boy. I just assumed it was you projecting yourself into my mind.
You've no idea who she is?
It doesn't really matter now.
Oh, hey, there's the mystery ship they were talking about, and, it's a Tyrellian vessel.
Is that the trouble? I believe it is. If you mean a Tyrellian vessel, sir, it is.
They must not be permitted to destroy us. Or the planet.
So what's up with the Tyrellians? Data explains.
Torella was Class M, much like your Earth, with similar humanoid life form,
There were hostilities?
resulting in one group unleashing a deadly biological weapon on the other.
And in the end, the other becoming infected as well. Makes one question the sanity of humanoid forms.
Okay, so they are infected with a biological weapon.
The Tyrellians had reached Earth's late 20th century level of knowledge. That's all you need if you're a damned fool. A deadly infectious virus, which at that modest level of knowledge is not difficult to grow.
Okay, what? So these Tyrellians got to 1990s human level of technology, but they had ships that could travel to other star systems? Yeah, right. Picard says that the Federation treaty with Haven requires that the Enterprise protect Haven, but Federation policy also dictates that they help life forms in need. What to do? Well, I'll tell you what to do. This isn't a problem because that policy is bull, and the Prime Frickin' Directive itself prevents interference, especially to a less advanced species. Check this out.
No.
Considering the rate at which you imbibe, sir, is your lineage at all mixed with human?
They're talking about the approaching ship, and Wyatt's like, yeah, deadly viruses are a favorite subject of mine. And Crusher responds that she is happy to have a fellow medical colleague on board. There are over 1,000 people on the Enterprise. Crusher is certainly not the only medical officer.
Your husband quite likes the idea of seeing me unclothed.
Stephen!
Untrue, I don't...
Stop this petty bickering, all of you!
Now, the plague ship is within transporter range of Haven, so the Enterprise tows them back with a tractor beam. Seems like they should have done this earlier. The Trellians finally make contact, and look, that lady sure looks familiar.
It's the woman in Wyatt's drawings.
My name is Wren, and before I inquire why your tractor beam has trapped us here, is there one aboard your vessel named Wyatt?
This sure is odd, but at least something else makes sense. Remember how I mentioned that Haven was supposed to have magical healing powers? Yeah, they've come all this way to try that out, and there are only 8 of them left.
Our concern is with the threat your vessel poses to the planet below.
We don't ask to make contact. All we ask is to be on the edge of some sea, some unpopulated island.
This is not our planet, sir. But I will present your needs to those who do govern this world.
Wyatt goes to Luoxana about the lady on the plague ship. Her name is Ariana, by the way. And Luoxana tells him the explanation of how they somehow know each other is that all life and consciousness are bound together. That doesn't help. The supplies to help the Tyrellians are ready, and Wyatt is going to beam them over. What is he doing? Oh no, he's beaming onto the plague ship.
Captain, someone's transporting over to the Tyrellian ship.
Override.
I can't, sir. It's too late.
Oh look, Ariana has been drawing pictures of Wyatt too. So I guess he has decided he'd rather help 8 doomed people than marry one of the most gorgeous women in all of Star Trek.
How could you let this happen? My son surrounded by those horrible lepers?
Mrs. Miller, if I could have prevented this, I would.
Beam him back.
He can never come back, Mrs. Miller.
You may turn off your tractor beam, Captain. We have what we really came for.
Yeah, the wedding is off, and no one seems particularly upset about this. Okay, check this out. The plague ship has the front end of a Ferengi Decorah-class Marauder, kind of. The Millers leave. Luoxana and Mr. Home are going to leave, too.
Thank you for the drinks.
That's the only time we get to hear Home speak ever.
Our destiny is elsewhere, and I'm happy that yours is here with us, Counselor.
Engage.
This one is kind of short because there really wasn't a whole lot going on. There's a lot of blah blah about Deanna and Luoxana not getting along, and Mrs. Miller and Luoxana not getting along. Deanna straight up tells her husband-to-be that she has similar feelings for someone else on board. She's referring to Riker, of course, and Wyatt is totally cool with that. Riker is not, however, and comes across as a bit jealous that Deanna is getting married. She tells Riker that young human males often have trouble separating platonic love and physical love. Okay. This is not the last time we see Luoxana Troi, and the future thing between herself and Picard is set up here, although it's completely a one-way deal. They mention that the Trellian ship has been traveling at sublight, which is why it took them years to get to Haven. I did a whole bunch of math, and full impulse is 1/4 of the speed of light, so about 75,000 kilometers per second. And assuming the star systems in their area are similar to ours in, say, Proxima Centauri, yeah, they could have done that. Data, again, did not use any contractions, so we are still at 30 so far. At the end, Wyatt kind of abruptly decides to beam over to the plague ship and totally ditch his wedding, and no one seems to be bothered by this. His parents are cool, Luoxana's fine with it, and Troi is happy for him. It seems to me that there would be a lot more to it. You may have noticed that neither Worf nor Wesley appear in this episode. That was Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 11, Haven. I'm Eric Kelly from KellyPlanet.com. Live long and prosper. Hi, it's me again, and if you liked that video, please hit the button so that I know, and if you didn't, well, that's okay too. Sometimes I miss stuff or I'm completely incorrect, and if that's the case, please let me know in the comments so I can fix my brain. Here are some other videos that I've done, and there's more Trek and other content from me on my website, KellyPlanet.com. See you next time.